Michael Patrick Shields is on the air.
Good morning, world.
Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Hump Day Wednesday to you. It's Michael Patrick Shields, heard all across the state of Michigan. And we have an interesting morning for you this morning. We're going to have a little fun today. We are going to talk to a mixologist from Firekeepers Casino, get you all set with your party potions for New Year's and for the Christmas weekend. And, of course, we want you to drink responsibly, but we're going to have you drink in a fun fashion. He'll give us some new concoctions for you. And also this morning, Bill Schuette will join us, the Attorney General-elect. Apparently, he's announced he's going to run twice already. Is that what I heard, or one more time? We'll see what's up with him coming up shortly. Tom Izzo will join us. We talked to him yesterday. You'll hear that again this morning. And then some good news for people who want to get out of Michigan for the holidays. We're going to talk about the airline business with Stan Gadak and get his reaction. He's with Sun Country Airlines and Heathrow Airport, apparently in London, still having trouble because of the snow and the ice. And this morning, too, Gary Austin, you know how some people tend to get a little riled up during the holidays?
Yeah, every now and again.
Kind of thing?
Every now and again, even that sort of thing even gets the best of us every.
Tempers flare because people have high expectations of what the holidays should be. And when they don't match what they should be because of personal circumstances, or maybe somebody couldn't get there, or somebody got drunk, or Aunt Millie decided to tell Uncle George that, you know, he's stupid, and this gas goes on the fire and people drink and they get all riled up. So we want to get all that out of your system so that when you do have to sit with your family at Christmas, you'll have all that angst out of your system. And
so, in other words, let us have it right now.
We're going to do it today
on your program and get it out of the way so you can say, phew, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that when the in-laws come over.
Yeah, it's going to be, today is going to be cathartic.
That is great.
That's what it's going to be.
You know what, that is pretty therapeutic.
Yeah, you want an example of what I'm
Michael
talking
Patrick
about?
Shields. Yes, give us an example.
We're going to get it all out here now. This is Alec Baldwin. You know the actor?
Yeah.
And he was really upset because, as I remember, his daughter wasn't taking his calls because he was living in New York and she was living in L.A. and she's 12 years old. And he was upset because there's a divorce and he wanted her attention better. And this is Alec Baldwin's voicemail message to his daughter.
Once again, I've made an ass of myself trying to get you a phone to call you at a specific time. And you don't even have that phone turned on. I'm leaving this message with you to tell you, you have insulted me for the last time. You don't have the brains or the decency as a human being. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old or that you're a child. You better be ready Friday, the 20th, to meet with me. So I'm going to let you know just how I feel about what a rude little pig you really are. You are a rude, thoughtless little pig.
To replay this message.
Okay, see what I'm talking about there, Gary? He was really upset.
I tell you, the moral of that story is, A, if you know it's going to be recorded, don't say it. And B, if you really want to vent, do it on this program.
That's right.
Because we're good-natured about it.
Vent your spleen on a guy who's
unlike
clean,
divorce
but keep it
court.
clean.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, they used to say.
Yeah, maybe I should take that back. Okay, don't get too mad because if the potential ex could be listening, don't give their attorney any additional fodder.
So we will play some of these through the morning here, so that you can get all your steam out today.
Do you realize, Michael Patrick? Come to think of it, you know what Alec Baldwin just did there. Of course, that's making national news, and undoubtedly, that piece of evidence will end up in court if there is this whole business with his
I think
ex, or whatever the case may be. But you know, you got to be careful because if you do say things on this program today, just make sure your potential ex may not be recording it because Michael Patrick Shields does not want to be served a deposition.
Well, you can always hear it again on the podcast at MichiganTalkNetwork.com. It's all going to be there in perpetuity.
Friend of the court, listen up. All right.
Speaking of trouble like that, yesterday on the program we were troubled to pass the news of an Amber Alert, but I guess everything worked out okay.
Yeah,
what do we know?
Happy ending. Yeah, this fella who allegedly took his 3-year-old daughter. Now, it's really unclear. The Lansing State-Journal is reporting he did have visitation rights, but not full custody. That we know, according to police reports. But apparently, this happened Monday night. The girl disappeared. Amber Alert went out. No one knew where they were. But apparently, they've been found, and it could have been out of state. It's unclear where exactly both father and 3-year-old were found. But in any event, she's okay. The 3-year-old is fine. He's been arrested, and now this is in the hands of the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office, and the Prosecutor's Office will take it from here.
All right. And census results were supposed to be revealed yesterday. What did we learn about Michigan?
Well, we knew they were not going to be pretty, and they're not. Michigan, Michael Patrick, really got hammered. And we knew the numbers were going to be low, and now apparently compared to previous estimates, they came in even lower. So many folks over the last 10 years simply saying they just don't want to live here anymore for a variety of reasons. We know some of those reasons are the climate. In the past, many left because they didn't like the snow, so they took off for that reason. But I think most recently, most would agree, the biggest reason people depart our Great Lakes state is because they just can't find a job, so they go to another state to try to find work, and that was the case. So the largest gains, we saw the South and West, so that's where most of the people in Michigan, when they left here, that's where they ended up. So the report shows the state lost 0.6% of residents in the past 10 years. All right.
We're the
That
only
means-
state in the entire nation that lost population?
I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, everybody gained. We got to figure, okay, take into account you have the death rate and you have the birth rate, so all that's factored in. But when you add it all up, it is kind of odd. Here we are on the short end of the stick again, dead last when it comes to that stat, sadly. We show, for example, boy, the South and the West, a jump of 35%. Talk about a mass migration. That is remarkable. And the loss for Michigan means, you know, when it comes to representation in Congress, for sure, one seat is gone. And the congressional districts are going to be redrawn by state lawmakers next year. Note importantly, Michael Patrick, I think this is something that was really overlooked in this last election, the impact that this whole redrawing business is going to have on this state. Republicans in control, and you know, with Republicans in control of the legislature, Republicans in control of the state's top job, they're going to be in charge of all the redrawing. So you know how that's going to shake out. The Republicans are really going to look at this favorably here in the years ahead as all this redrawing business starts to take shape.
Speaking of the Republicans, I understand Governor-elect Snyder wants to streamline the MEDC.
Yeah, he wants to do a lot of different things, and I think one of the things that he's talking about doing is just trying to shake things up a little bit. And the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, I would think those in the Granholm administration would say things have been going quite well. She points to a number of projects that have really taken off here under her watch, and how Rick Snyder rearranges things will be curious because many would say things have been going well with the MEDC, so why shake it up now? I'm sure many in the Granholm administration would say, why shake it up? Because it has been working.
You know, he also wants to pass a 2-year budget by July 1st.
Yeah, that's the big thing, and there have been many lawmakers really pushing for this, as we know. And the idea behind this is to try to set the table up ahead of time so we have a better look way down the road, so we're not caught off guard, and that was a big problem here. We try to set things up from year to year, just not enough pre-planning. Rick Snyder talked about this during the course of the campaign, getting things more organized early on, and
that way we wouldn't have to have it. Can you forecast out that far though?
That's the big argument. But on the flip side, can we not afford to at least try not to forecast out, because we see this year-to-year budget business hasn't been working out so well. But in any event, Michael Patrick, whether you budget out for next week, tomorrow afternoon, or 10 years down the road, if the money isn't there now, how do you really forecast for it? That's what's really tough, and I think he's going to have a tough job getting that organized.
He also says that municipalities haven't really done any kind of fundamental reform, and he wants, the state government obviously has moved to a less costly retirement system for new employees, and they reduced benefits, and he wants local governments to start sharpening the pencil too. And I understand
I'll
they're going to.
tell you, there are a lot of local governments who are hearing you say that right now, and they're saying, wait a minute, we've cut to the bare bones now. How much more can we cut? And that's where it's going to get contentious, Michael Patrick, no doubt. There are those who say we've cut to the bone. There are others who say we've got to cut more. And that's going to put both sides at loggerheads. And whether or not they can sort that out, well, I think that's going to be a big job for Rick Snyder.
I guess he's going to move the State of the State address up 2 weeks, too, to middle January instead of late January or early February, from what I hear. I think he wants to set the pace and show that he's faster than everybody, right?
Hey, are you looking, I'm sure, holiday shopping, how you doing? Are you
I think I'm done.
Home stretch?
Yeah, I bought all my presents that I want for myself.
Very, very good. And for everybody else, you bought him one of your books.
Don't give away the surprise.
Oh, very good. Okay, I won't do that. But if you waited to buy really hot gifts like Kindle on Amazon.com or Monster High dolls at Toys R Us. You could be out of luck. USA Today reports many popular items are getting tough, if not totally impossible to find. But however, our research finds if you want to, for example, I'm just going to hypothetically say, search Amazon.com for, let me think of a book. How about Invite Yourself to the Party? We understand.
Yeah.
The publisher of that book has many extra copies on hand.
Well, no,
It's
they're in
not too
high
late to
demand.
order.
It's a kind of a collector's item, but
That's right. Work fast.
Dusty Cellar, Schuler's Eastwood, and the Great Lakes Chocolate and Coffee Company here have them on hand at our studio, too. Come on down and say Merry Christmas. He's Gary Austin. I'm Michael Patrick Shields. 22 minutes after the hour, Michael Patrick Shields, heard all across the state of Michigan. The Red Wings in action tonight, hosting the Vancouver Canucks at Joe Louis Arena. Vancouver's won 4 in a row, and the Wings have lost 2 in a row, so they're hoping to snap that before they take a road trip to Minnesota, Colorado, and Dallas before they get back to Joe Louis Arena. Pistons are out in Toronto playing the Raptors tonight, and they are 3-7 in their last 10 games. So hopefully they can make some action happen in Canada tonight before they play the Bulls. And the Bulls lead the Central Division. That'll be Sunday. MSU guard Corey Lucas is getting better. He skipped practice because of a sore ankle, but he's expected to play tonight at the Breslin Center at home against Texas. Did you watch the Beef O'Brady's Bowl yesterday from St. Petersburg? Louisville beats Southern Miss 31-28 in that game at Tropicana Field. There, it was pretty good. Brett Favre may play this weekend after all, and Donovan McNabb upset. He says that Coach Mike Shanahan there in the Washington Redskins disrespected him by bumping him down to third, benching him essentially without giving him any warning ahead of time. And congratulations to our Northwood University leaders of the day, the UConn Women's Division I basketball team, because they have won their 89th straight basketball game. And that's an NCAA record, and quite an accomplishment to be sure. Bad news for Klingman's now. They've finally closed their doors for good, that Wyoming business fixture for more than a century. 150 employees lose their job now at Christmas time, and it was the economic downturn that caused doom for Klingman's, the Grand Rapids furniture store. Speaking of losing their jobs, a West Michigan English teacher says the school board's trying to get rid of her because she used to work as a stripper. Susan Brennan teaches at West Ottawa High School in Holland, and she worked as a stripper in Grand Rapids and Lansing while she was on medical leave of absence. And she says, it was the biggest mistake of my life. Sorry about that. And the board is proceeding with a hearing on her employment, citing her job performance, but she thinks there might be more to it than that. Housing advocates want the city of Grand Rapids to do more inspections on rental homes. They say that the foreclosures are forcing people out of ownership and into single-family rental homes, and those are homes sometimes that are not thoroughly inspected. In Virginia, there was a high school, some kids called the Christmas Sweater Club, and they're in trouble. Why? They gave candy canes to fellow students. Here's what they do. They put on the craziest sweater they can find, and they were tossing out those little 2-inch candy canes to fellow students when they got into school. That sounds like a fun thing to do, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't...
Here's why. School officials said that candy canes could be weapons because you can sharpen them with your mouth and stab people with them.
So could pencils. So are we going to start typing
know.
everything on the computer?
Isn't that bizarre? Jeez. Let's see. There is a movement now to teach children gun safety. That's something that we've talked about in the past. And 2 of the big 3, the automakers are near the top when it comes to having the most safe vehicles. Hyundai and Volkswagen lead the insurance industry's annual list of the new safest vehicles. That's consumer-minded people. Some people pick a car because of color. They pick a car because of style. They pick a car because of safety. Hey, there are even people who pick a car because it has a number of cup holders in it. But the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety recognized 66 vehicles on Wednesday with a top safety pick award, and those were your winners there. Hyundai getting a lot of attention these days for quality and now for safety, too. The House passed legislation to keep the government running until March 4th. And Chrysler Financial, the lending arm of the Michigan automaker, has a buyer. It's Canada's TD Bank Group. It's going to purchase the lender for $6.3 billion, and the company will drop the Chrysler Financial name. That'll be approved sometime next year with regulators from the U.S. and from Canada. The Dow was up 55 yesterday. The NASDAQ was up 18. And let's see, the S&P, they were up just a touch too. All right, what else is going on? Oh, we never let the birthday of a beautiful woman pass without taking note. Diane Sawyer is 65 today, and Jordan Sparks from American Idol is 21. Happy birthday, darlings, to you. The Attorney General-elect Bill Schuette is getting ready to take office at the inauguration on January 1st, where he'll have his mittens on because it's going to be outside on the steps of the Capitol and promises to be a chilly day. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Michael Patrick. Merry Christmas. Thank you for that news synopsis. You give everybody in Michigan a quick snapshot of what's going on. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes the news is not good, like the news yesterday that we learned we're the only state in the nation that lost population because of the census, and that means we're going to lose at least one congressional seat. Any reaction to that?
Well, I was thinking about that this morning. I was, catching the paper before our chat here, and that what's happening is that people vote with their feet, and people go where there's opportunity. And for too long, Michigan's had we've been a high tax state and a high spending state and high regulation, and so job providers, businesses, people who are looking for paychecks, they go to states in the South where there are less taxes, less spending, less regulation, and we got to get in the game. And I think what Rick Snyder and the rest of us are hoping to do is to build a new Michigan that has less taxes, less spending, and more paychecks. So it really goes back to the bread and butter, brass tacks. Where can you get a paycheck, and how do you build jobs? And people vote where they can get a job. And right now, and as a result, we've lost clout. We've lost a number of seats. We used to have 19. Now we're going to have probably 14 congressional seats. I mean, that's ridiculous. This has to change.
Yeah, although the people we do have in Congress still have some pretty powerful positions now that the Republicans have taken over the House. We do have strong representation with Congressman Upton and also with Congressman Mike Rogers, and of course there in the Dave Camp too. I mean, these are powerful guys now, huh?
Oh, they are incredibly powerful guys, but beyond that, they're very competent. Camp is chairman of Ways and Means, and Rogers on Intelligence, and Upton as head of Energy and Commerce. And so those individuals and as a team are extremely qualified. But if you look at the number of seats we have and our population loss has been dramatic, and so we just need to turn it around and go forward.
How's the transition been going?
For the most part, it's been going very well, Michael Patrick. It's I'm ready to go. We're putting together a strong team in terms of people and ready to serve on day one. I'm looking forward to being a strong, tough Attorney General, and we have basically the Attorney General's office is Michigan's largest law firm, and we have so many talented individuals there, and I'm ready to go. Now, remember, on January 1, you better wear your long underwear. It's have to be about 20 degrees and blowing in a blizzard out there. But now my wife and our kids are pretty excited. My sisters are coming from different parts of the country for this. So, we're all excited. But, now it's the elections are behind us, and everyone needs to perform. Now's the time for us to do our job. The elections really are kind of he hired a new team, so everyone now has to perform.
I read in MERS News that you've already decided you're going to run for your second term.
Well, somebody asked me what my future plans are, and quite frankly, my plan is to work very hard, be part of a new team that builds Michigan and rebuilds our state. My plan is to serve as Attorney General for 8 years, and that's my focus. My focus is to be on my job as Attorney General, being part of a new team for Michigan. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows this is the Bill Schuette agenda, and it's to be a strong, tough Attorney General.
Well, it's nice to have that question out of the way, right? You can just sort of get after it and not be pestered by that. And we'll know you'll hit the ground running, and we sure appreciate it. Good luck at the inaugural, and we'll talk again soon. Merry Christmas to you and your family, too.
Hey, Merry Christmas. I like your music. Try Springsteen's version of some of these Christmas songs. They're very good.
You got it.
Have your team find that.
For the Attorney General, we play requests. No question about it. All right.
Hey, listen, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, Bill Schuette. You'll be seeing him and hearing from him quite a bit over the next, presumably, 8 years and beyond. At 32 minutes after the hour, it's Michael Patrick Shields all across the state of Michigan. And what we're doing this morning is we're giving you, a chance to chill out because it's Christmas time. And with that comes a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have high expectations. Families have high expectations. There's the gift giving that gets complicated. The gift getting that gets complicated. Somebody wants something. They don't get what they want. They get disappointed. Somebody gives a gift and they don't get the right reaction and they say you don't like it. And then you throw the family in there that you don't have to see but once a year when it comes around to Christmas. And you get people who are together who are sometimes not typically together. You got divorces. You got kids that moved away that can't come back. You got people who are depressed because maybe they don't have anyone at Christmas. And then you throw booze on top of all of that. And you smash it all together into one important night. And sometimes it doesn't go as well as you hoped. And you have, people who have high expectations about what Christmas is supposed to feel like, what it's supposed to be like, what the dinner is supposed to taste like, what time Uncle Bobby's supposed to arrive. And sometimes when all those things don't happen exactly as everyone hopes, then they get upset. And then they have an argument. And, I said Aunt Millie tells Uncle Joe that his tie looks stupid, and he tells her she looks fat. And the next thing you know, Christmas is a big fight. So there is all this pressure. And so what we're going to do this morning, as soon as we get back from this break, is we're going to try to flush that all out of your system. We're going to play some audio of people who really melted down, who couldn't handle it, who blew up. And we'll flush it all out so that when you're forced to go visit your family at Christmas over the next couple of days, you'll be cool as a cucumber, relaxed, and able to live and laugh at it all. Because after all, Christmas is just a bowl of cherries, just like life. We will do that as soon as we get back. It's Michael Patrick Shields all across Michigan. Have you been naughty or have you been nice? Have you succumbed to the pressure of the holidays like some of the famous people you're going to hear from right now? I promised you. And by the way, that song is for Bill Schuette. That was his request. Tony Cuthbert was able to get that together. Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town. Let's start locally then. If you'll remember the former Michigan State coach John L. Smith, who was kind of a wily sort of character. This was a halftime interview that he did as he's walking off the field against Ohio State, a little bit disappointed, a lot disappointed with what happened before the close of the half.
Let's go to Jack. As you watch John L. Cannot believe what is happening. Let's go to Jack.
Coach, obviously a miscalculation there, and you're upset. Tell me about it.
Very upset. We should have been in the ball game with fast field goal. The coach had sent him in. We shouldn't have sent him in. That's a dang coaching mistake. The kids are playing their tail off, and the coaches are screwing it up.
Don't have to say any more than that, Brent.
No, you certainly don't, Jack. Very honest assessment. I saw him turn when he yanked the headset off, and he got right in one of his assistants' faces.
Oh boy, John L. Smith was not happy there. Casey Kasem, the famous broadcaster, maybe you don't know this, but he's originally from Michigan, from Wayne State University. And you know Casey Kasem with the countdown and all that stuff. He was a voice on the Scooby-Doo cartoon, too. Anyway, here's Casey Kasem, as you maybe have never heard him before, because they record that countdown show that he does. And here's a little behind the scenes of Casey Kasem.
We're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's go start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo damn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but we can't come out of a slow record. I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a up-tempo record every time I do a death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. Just last time, I want somebody to use his brain to not come out of a record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a dog dying.
There, Casey Kasem, as you maybe have never heard him before, a little upset. You like Bill O'Reilly, the conservative talk show host? Well, he used to host this tabloid television show, and once again, they were taping the end of a segment. I don't know why broadcasters get so mad about things when they go wrong, but maybe that's it. But here's Bill O'Reilly, who was very, very upset about the way the production was going.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but... Now, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video. Okay.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Yikes. See, you think it's tough around here, Amanda. Can you imagine working for Bill O'Reilly? That would be pretty nasty, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't want to work for anybody but you, Michael Patrick.
Oh, bollocks. So, you see, you feel a little better now. You see, you sort of get this out of our system before the holidays. You let everybody else do the spouting off, and that way we can say, we don't want to look like that. We want to get all riled up and angry and yell at someone. So you can see how silly some of these people look when they get really upset. We'll have more. Flushing your system, venting your spleen with Celebrities Gone Wild when we get back. It's Michael Patrick Shields, and it's Wednesday. Well, everybody that I keep running into at parties and lunches and events. I was at the Hazlitt Okemos Rotary yesterday giving a talk about my book, Invite Yourself to the Party. And then I went and saw some old buddies at JP's with Tim McGuire. We went to Baco in Southfield there and came back. But the question seems to be, where are you going for the holidays? And AAA told us not that long ago that travel was going to be up. A lot of it, people driving, but the airports were expecting more crowds too. And Stan Gadek is with Sun Country Airlines, the CEO, and is becoming a nice friend of the program and a nice friend of people in Michigan because he's given them a quick and easy escape. Good morning, Mr. Gadek.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good. Are you going to get away for the holidays?
Well, I'm actually going to be in Minnesota, but today I'm flying down to Cancun, Mexico on our inaugural flight, and then I'm coming back and then going on our inaugural flight down to Orlando this afternoon.
So you're going to spend a lot of time on airplanes today, huh?
Well, you know, if you're in this business, you got to like to travel. But I'm looking out the window, and it's not a bad idea to get out of town right now.
Let me understand this. You're going to get on a flight to Cancun. Are you going to get to step outside and at least enjoy a minute of sunshine before you get back on and come back?
No, I'm part of the crew, actually. I'm going to help the crew serve today, and we'll come back, and then I'll jump on the Orlando flight.
Wow. So you're like that undercover CEO show where you're right there pitching in with everybody else, huh?
Yeah, except I really can't be undercover because everybody knows me at the company. So,
yeah.
But it's sort of the same thing. Hey, what's the weather forecast today? Looks like we're getting a lot of snow here.
Yeah, well, at least we're not in London. You must have been watching with the same horror that the rest of us in the travel industry are at the fact that the Heathrow Airport and De Gaulle Airport and also all the other London airport, Gatwick, and even Stansted and City and Amsterdam, all like having terrible time. And in Belgium, I think they closed the airport because they didn't even have enough de-icer because they're just not used to this kind of weather. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Sun Country, we love it when it snows because that's when everybody wants to get up and get out of town and go someplace warm.
Yeah. Is there an advantage to being on a sort of a Sun Country type flight in that those are all direct flights, and so you're more independent than, say, the other airlines that are interlocked?
That's exactly right. It's going to be nonstop to Cancun and Orlando today, and it's about, I think, 3 hours and 20 minutes from here. And in about 4 hours, people are going to be on the beach, I'm sure, getting sunburned.
Yeah, well, good for them. And they're leaving from Capital Regional International Airport. And how much typically is a flight on Sun Country from Lansing to, let's say, Cancun?
Well, we've been running a lot of fare sales, and so the pricing is pretty reasonable, downright reasonable. Recently, we're running fare sales to Orlando as low as $69. So
wow.
Go to suncountry.com and check out the low fares.
Let's not forget, too, that Orlando is where Michigan State's playing in the bowl game, the Capital One Bowl, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
that brought a smile to your face, too, because we already heard Coach D'Antonio told us the other day that Michigan State sold out its allotment of tickets, and they're hoping to get some more.
Yeah, I hope we get a win for the Spartans, too.
That'd be nice. Well, fly comfortably today, and I just can't imagine. That'd be so sad. You land in Cancun, and you're looking out the window like, oh, please let me off, and then up you go back to Michigan.
Well, I can't tell you how many airport people have already asked me to buy tequila for them and bring it back this afternoon.
If you do, I hope you'll give yourself a sip, too, and chill out a little bit. Congratulations. Thanks for the new
Thanks
service from Michigan to Cancun and also to Orlando. And what are the other destinations we should know about?
Fort Myers tomorrow, and then Montego Bay on the weekend, and Las Vegas.
All right, those are three.
And then I
great
should
spots.
also mention, Michael, on April 1st, we're beginning nonstop service to Washington National Airport as well as Minneapolis-St. Paul.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that came through. That's outstanding. Terrific.
Yeah.
An easy way for us to finally get back and forth to Washington, D.C. You're really coming on strong, and we sure appreciate it, and we're very happy for you.
Well, we're very happy to be here in Lansing and mid-Michigan, and we appreciate all the support that we're getting.
It's an easy airport to get to. It's an easy airport to navigate, whether you're coming from Mount Pleasant or possibly Saginaw or right here in Lansing or even Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. It's quick, easy, and Sun Country is making it so. What's the web address again?
Suncountry.com.
Simple as that. Thank you very much. Enjoy the flying today.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
See you soon. That's Stan Gaydek there from Sun Country Airlines. All right, you want one more little shot from a celebrity here gone wild? How about, you want to do Christian Bale now? Christian Bale, the actor who played Batman, and he's got a bunch of other big roles, and apparently he's a nightmare to deal with when the camera is not turned on. Here's an example.
Are you professional or not? Yes, I am. Do I walk around and rip that? No, shut the up, Bruce. Do I want? No! No! Am I gonna walk around and rip your lights down in the middle of a scene? Then why the are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da, like this in the background. What the is it with you? Hey, it's distracting having somebody walking up behind Bryce in the middle of the scene. Give me a answer. What don't you get about it? Sake, man, you're amateur. I'm trying to do a scene here, and I'm going, why the is Shane walking in there? What is he doing there? Do you understand my mind is not in the scene if you're doing that? You're unbelievable, man. You're unbelievable.
Flush it all out. Flush it all out so that the holidays will be nice and peaceful, and just be glad you don't work behind the scenes with Christian Bale. We're going to chill out even more next hour. Why? Because we have a couple of guys from Firekeepers Casino who can put a spoonful of sugar with the medicine this holidays. And we'll have more Celebrities Gone Wild next hour. It's Michael Patrick Shields back after the news. Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Wednesday to you. Feels like a Friday because I'm looking at a whole table full of, well, Friday sort of things, and I'll explain that to you in just a minute. If you're not watching on Fox 47, you're listening on radio stations across the state. In fact, in Traverse City and Petoskey on WJML and WJNL, in the beautiful northern parts of the state, State Senator Jason Allen, who is leaving the legislature, and back with a holiday retail report at Captain's Quarters on Front Street. Good morning to you, Senator.
My friend, good morning. It has been a prosperous retail season. Dad and I, along with the rest of the crew, are doing well. We are seeing brisk sales, and it seems to be a little bit of everything.
It's good to hear. Great to hear.
Sweets to poplin pants.
Now, do you carry the title of senator even after you're a senator, like former presidents and governors and that kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean, that's something I'd never even considered. I got to believe probably that's the case because we still call a lot of our predecessors senator, like
good.
Senator North and Senator McManus. But, we'll see how that all goes.
There's some controversy now about this moose hunting legislation that you were involved in. Can you give us the skinny? As I understand it, late in the lame duck session, there was legislation passed that would allow for the study of the potential of hunting moose, not just hunting moose right out of the gate. Is that right?
That is correct. The legislation was passed out of the House and held on the floor back in June. And as you know, I was a candidate for Congress in the 1st Congressional District where the vast majority of the moose are. This bill was held up. It was part of Andy Dillon helped out and was able to get this passed last week. The controversy came, there seems to be or peers within the Department of Natural Resources and Environment, and then also within certain individuals up at Michigan Tech University that they felt that we should not be hunting these animals and require further study. The legislation is written as requires a bipartisan group to study the ability to have moose hunting and then make recommendations to the NRC. If they so choose, the Natural Resources Commission then can allow for a limited number of licenses to be issued, similar to what we do with elk hunting.
Doesn't hurt to study it, does it?
No. What we saw in the studies from Maine, Vermont, and I believe also upstate New Hampshire is that they were the populations were undercounted by a third.
Oh, you're a hunter. Have you seen a moose in the wild in Michigan?
Absolutely, it's absolutely breathtaking.
I bet.
And it is such a joy to see them out. And similar to what we do with the elk, it has put them on the map in the state of Michigan, and has created small industries in rural communities like Hawks and Gaylord.
The amazing thing to me about a moose, and I haven't seen one in Michigan, but I saw one in Maine, is for as big as they are, they seem kind of graceful, don't they, to be able to run through the woods on those spindly legs?
It's amazing. I took the kids up last summer, and if your listeners ever have a chance to visit Tequamanon Falls, and we were driving along Route 123, and a couple were right in the middle of the road, and certainly it was a gut-check chime when you slammed on the brakes.
Yeah.
But they're just absolutely graceful. The bulls and the calves are just amazing.
A moose will win a battle with a car.
Absolutely, sir.
Jeez. All right.
This was an eye-opening experience for young Meredith and Miss Amanda.
Well, Merry Christmas to you and
Thank you,
your
my
entire
friend.
family, and say hi to your father, Maury, there at Captain's Quarters.
We will.
And we promise to keep up the bow tie brigade down here every once in a while and
We'll look forward
take
to
our
that.
cues from you. All the best.
Merry Christmas.
Bye for now. That's State Senator Jason Allen. Okay, Gary Austin, I wish you were here with us. You're in the newsroom there, all bunkered in, but we have with us very special guest, John Klepper, the Food and Beverage Director for Firekeepers Casino, and Nate Coswell. He is a bartender at Firekeepers Casino, and because, Christmas is more than just eggnog, and New Year's Eve is right around the corner, too, so we thought we would sort of get into mixology. Is that a real thing, mixology? Are you a mixologist?
I am a mixologist, yes.
So there's a distinction between pouring a drink, being a bartender, and then being a mixologist.
Absolutely there is.
Because you know all the chemistry involved, eh?
There is. Each drink, each liquor has its own little special flair. There's a lot of people don't realize there's a difference between a grain vodka and a potato vodka and a molasses flavored or molasses style rum compared to a sugarcane rum, and how those mix in with different juices and mixers and whatnot.
Just to give you an idea, they have probably 30 bottles on the table here in front of me of all sorts of fun mixes and concoctions, and there's some heavy cream and some whipped cream there too. And I see gingerbread liqueur and vodka, and boy, this is a real buffet here.
Well, we took some of our common Christmas style drinks, and we we really spiced them up to have our own special flair on them. Everything that you see in front of us here today, with the addition, with the excluding one of these, is a recipe that we made in-house or somehow changed to make unique to Firekeepers Casino.
Should we tell people don't try this at home because it's too tricky, or do you encourage people to experiment?
When it comes to alcohol, we always like to say, come out to the bar.
Yeah, get
But
the professionals to do it at Firekeepers.
That's a good way to go.
People like to be a little snazzy when they go into a casino like that. For instance, at Firekeepers, where you want to get your Vegas on there, you want to feel like you're in a snazzy place, right? And so why not have a snazzy martini?
You might as well.
Shaken, not stirred.
Doesn't really matter. It's all your taste.
I had some people over the house a couple weeks ago, and one of the ladies wanted a Cosmopolitan. And I said, oh, hell, I got to go to the book on that one. Ladies seem to love Cosmopolitans, the Sex and the City movie and all that kind of thing.
Sex and the City has been a big influence on the martini business and the amount of Cosmos that we actually do sell now.
I had to go to the book, and I'm always tempted when I do that, to just sort of estimate. But I'm guessing you don't advise estimating when it comes to ingredients, when you're following a recipe.
There's two different styles of bartending. There's going by the exact recipe that's written in front of you,
Yeah.
and then there's people that have a feel, a real love for it. Nate, who's with me here today, Nate's got the feel for it. He's not one of those guys that has to follow the recipe per se. He can eyeball it. He knows exactly how to put those things together.
Yeah.
It's a great skill to learn.
When I was when I was a younger person, let's put it, because we're all still young, right? We had this thing called the cement mixer, and we would play this trick on girls at parties, and we'd say, "Okay, you're gonna have a cement mixer. What's that?" And then we'd say, "Okay, put a shot of Bailey's in your mouth, don't swallow it, and then put a shot of lemon juice." And when they fell for it, it was disastrous, because you know what happened. Well, you know what happened in their mouth. What happened?
You got to mix it around the mouth. The Bailey's curdles right there in your mouth.
It's a great practical joke because it comes out like a mouthful of peanut butter. That's why it's called the cement mixer. It's a horrible trick, but it was pretty funny back in the day. I'd never do anything like that now, would I?
Not if you wanted to take the lady home with you.
Rotten. Actually, I turned the lights off. I'm such a child. I was at Reno's East the other day for the Tom Izzo radio show, and Trish Laporte went into the ladies' room, and I didn't know there was another lady in there. So I reached around and turned the lights off in the bathroom when she was in the bathroom. And apparently there was another woman in there who freaked out. And she was screaming, and, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to find our way out? And Trish Laporte was saying, calm down. We're going to be okay. We're in Reno's East in Lansing. We're going to make it out of here. Anyway, I digress. These Firekeepers Casino drinks. Pumpkin Pie Martini.
The Pumpkin Pie Martini. This is a special liqueur that we found that, to my knowledge, just came out on the market. It's made by Hiram Walker. It's just called pumpkin spice liqueur. It's got a great pumpkin quality to it, so we make a martini with that. Would you like to try one of those?
We'll have Amanda do some taste testing today, too. I will, too. Gingerbread Cookie Martini.
The Gingerbread Cookie Martini is, once again, with a newer product by Hiram Walker. Once again, they've got a gingerbread spice liqueur. We mix it with just a splash of Kahlua and then some Grey Goose vodka, add some cream to it, a little dusted ginger on the top of it, and we garnish with a house-made ginger swizzle stick that our culinary bakery chef made.
Oh, man. These are almost like dessert drinks, lollipop drinks.
It's Christmas, baby.
Yeah. Now, Amanda, do you like oatmeal cookies?
I do.
Do you like chocolate-covered cherries?
I love chocolate-covered cherries.
And blizzards?
I prefer it when it's sunny out.
What about like a blizzard at the Dairy Queen?
I've never had a blizzard at the
You haven't?
No.
Well, anyway, you're going to be tasting for us an oatmeal cookie martini, since you like oatmeal cookies, and chocolate-covered cherry martini is coming your way. And the next thing coming your way is your husband Mike to pick you up after work. And the blizzard martini. And when we get back, we'll learn what these. Well, we're going to talk with Coach Izzo first, and then get the time to sort of mix this all up, and we'll have a taste test with you.
Oh, great!
And our friends here from
Thank
Firekeepers Casino. Remember, you can get your Vegas on there at Firekeepers Casino. It's right on I-94, where 69 crosses in. So it's about what you drove about 45 minutes or so from Lansing.
45 minutes, even with inclement weather.
That's it. Perfect. And you can get there, of course, from Kalamazoo very easily, Grand Rapids, Mount Pleasant, you name it. Anywhere in the state, get your Vegas on there. And we're doing that this morning for the holidays with the Mixologists from Firekeepers Casino. John Klepper is here and Nate Caswell and Coach Izzo when we get back. It's Michael Patrick Shields on Wednesday. 25 minutes after the hour, Michael Patrick Shields. The Red Wings are in action tonight. Pistons are in Toronto to play. Well, Vancouver's in for the Red Wings, and the Pistons are in Toronto. And Michigan State has Texas at home tonight at the Breslin Center. Corey Lucius is expected to play despite sort of having a bum ankle on the weekend. Louisville beat Southern Miss in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl yesterday. And Michigan State coach Tom Izzo will be with the team at the Breslin Center tonight. Good morning, Coach. This morning. Good morning to you, Coach.
How you doing, Michael Patrick?
I love that show yesterday you did at Reno's East with the players singing Christmas carols, and you put the accordion and the Santa hat on. And, you know, if I was thinking about it, if you were anywhere else in the nation listening to that on the radio and knowing what a big-time program you are, a big-time coach, you would think that that was in some massive, you know, arena, some big snazzy joint. But Reno's has this really, like, down-home kind of, you know, blue-collar, let's just get together and have... I thought it was really cute.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you and your wife being there. It was, I don't know, it just gotten to be some tradition years. See how bad I can play and how bad they can sing. And this year, I played better than they sang. So I'm feeling a little good about myself today.
We have an example of that. This is Keith Appling. You sort of called him out toward the end. Here's what it sounded like.
All right. AP and Appling getting together. They're getting their heads together now.
What's the song?
What are you going to do, Keith?
Hey, what's this called?
Silent Night?
The Silent Night.
The Silent Night.
Hold on. We gonna start it off. Hold on. We gonna start it off and y'all gotta join in, all right?
Okay. Silent.
We love y'all.
Ready?
Silent Night.
Hey. You follow me, brother. That's the way this thing works.
Hey, man, y'all got Come on. Silent Night.
Oh, that was Deck the Halls. I'm sorry.
Oh, you could have fooled me.
All right, here we go.
Silent Night. Holy night. All is calm. All is bright. And the earth is smiling night. Holy
Wow.
Yeah.
That might have been the worst rendition I've ever heard. And yet I'm proud of him for having the courage to make a fool of himself. He reminds me of his coach.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be downloading that on their iPod anytime soon. But you never know. I like the way you said to them at one stage, you got to follow the maestro here. And, of course, that's what they're doing. And at Christmas time now, when you got the Big Ten opener on New Year's Eve, seems like a tough time of year maybe to get people's attention. They're away from home. How do you do it?
You know, it is a little more difficult. You know, once everybody leaves school, it's almost like you'd like to be home, and you're going through two-a-days. But we've got the big game tomorrow with Texas, and then they get like 3-4 days off. We'll bring them back either late night of the 26th or early the 27th, and that is a hard time. And yet the excitement is you get ready for the Big Ten season, and everybody knows we need to get some practice time in. So, you know, it's something that basketball players have to do. It's part of a 2-semester sport, and it's just the way they've been brought up all their life, so they get through it.
Steve Wicken said you're a lot of fun to watch a basketball game on TV with.
Yeah, he spent a little time with me the other night on Saturday, and I'm not sure I'm a lot of fun to watch it with, but I made it through that thing, and actually made it through last night. I've had a couple tough nights, but when I did get home, I did read a little bit of your book, and found it very entertaining and enjoyable, and so I'm looking forward to finishing it up.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that very much. Maybe on an airplane or something like that. And you let me know if I can help with anything. Now, we know that from time to time there are people who try to lure you away and offer you jobs. Has American Idol called you yet and asked you to be on the panel?
What is this, a comedy show or what? I watch your show. It's not normally this bad. And you're making it a comedy show. You know what? I have not been lured away by anybody. I work at a great place, and I'm just going to plant myself here as long as they'll have me and see how many games we can win and how many bad Christmases I can make it for the people at the radio show. How's that?
Okay, here's your chance. If you're on the American Idol panel, I've got my accordion on my lap with my notes from when I was in the 2nd grade and I learned how to play, just like you have. You can be the judge of my accordion playing right here on the air. Here we go, okay? Can you stand this?
I can. Man, I am impressed. If I would have known that, it would have been you and me together.
Oh, no, you don't.
Christmas, calling your wife and telling her that we are going to do a duet. And did you really play when you were young, or have you played most of your life?
No, I played like in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. I got lessons once a week from Mr. Al Truskowski. He would come to the house, and he would say, I could tell you didn't practice this week.
You know what? As I was looking at my music from back in the mid to later 60s when I was that same age, I look at the stars I got, red star or blue star, depending how I did, and so I had the once-a-week lessons, too. Unfortunately, I want to say it was 5th or 6th, 7th grade. I broke my knuckles and never played after that. So it's once a year for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Same here. And if I do that next year, or even if I do it at the holidays, at the family Christmas, I usually need a couple spookers to get the courage up. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's what I do. I usually practice a day or two before the radio show, and then on Christmas Eve when Lupe has her big family together, I usually play a few songs they sing. Thank God they're not good singers either, so anytime you got bad singers, you drowned out the music, and that's good for me. But you had the courage to do it without singers, so...
I invited myself to the party, right? There you have it. All right. Merry Christmas to you and your family and the Michigan State team. I hope you keep the locker room nice and cold for Texas when they get here tomorrow, and we'll talk again soon. All the best.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you, and have a good holiday yourself.
And we'll play you off right here. Michigan State coach Tom Izzo tonight at the Breslin Center. We are with our mixologists this morning, getting ready for the holiday. John Klepper from Firekeepers Casino, and Nate Caswell is here too, the bartender there. And as you can see, if you're watching on Fox 47, or you'll be able to see on YouTube later today, we have... Wow, it's a real panoply, a cornucopia of bottles of all varieties of sizes and shapes. That one, that's that one that looks like a maple syrup bottle. That's Frangelico. Very good. So we're going to test one of these, and we're going to start mixing it up now. Should we observe what you do here as a mixologist as you're going to start making a drink?
Well, what we've done here is we've already poured the alcohol into the glass.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
What we have here, but we're going to add our garnishes and all those and shake it here just so you can see the process.
Love the sound of a shaker.
So, Nate, let's go ahead with the pumpkin pie martini.
Pumpkin pie martini.
This can be found in, it's on our martini list in the Navy Lounge or the Navy Restaurant itself.
So these are on the menu. You can walk in and there it is.
They are.
Ketel One vodka, Hiram Walker pumpkin spice liqueur, Frangelico hazelnut liqueur, cream and pumpkin pie spices.
Absolutely.
And then you, well, you're going to see right now what happens. It's all mixed together.
We're going to shake some life into this.
15 seconds is the appropriate amount of shake time. Isn't that true?
It is correct.
Not a second less.
Correct.
Any more and you bruise the vodka. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set my alarm on my phone in the morning to wake up to the sound of a shaker. Wouldn't that be nice?
You got a recording of it now.
Yeah. And then it's going to be poured in the glass, and we're going to have Amanda Wall taste
Oh, I think pumpkin pie might be you, Michael Patrick.
I don't mind. Pumpkin pie martini is coming our way as soon as we get back. We'll get a taste of that and some others, too, all across the state of Michigan. Firekeepers Casino is where you can try these drinks. And then maybe you can arm wrestle the recipe out of them and try it at home, too, on this holiday season. New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, they're open for business. And so are we. It's 35 minutes after the hour. Michael Patrick Shields back in a flash. Here's the pleasant sound that we're enjoying this morning. Yeah, shaken, not stirred, with our mixologists. From Firekeepers Casino, John Klepper, the food and beverage director from Firekeepers, and Nate Caswell is the bartender at Firekeepers. And we're experimenting with some of the drink concoctions that you might like to have at your Christmas party or New Year's Eve party, or just go over to Firekeepers Casino and have, because they're on the menu. This is the pumpkin pie martini that I'm going to taste right now.
Yes, it is. This is an in-house special.
Fresh. Did you invent this?
I did come up with this.
Yeah. Because you can monkey around all the time and try different things, right? Till you come up with something you like.
I wish I could.
Oh, I remember that one day I was out there, you said, what would happen if we did, and you made, I forget what it was, but you made something really cool that day.
On special occasions, we'll do that. On special occasions, we'll do that.
That's really good. You know why? Starts off sweet, then you get the bite. Nice. A sneaky Pete, we used to call this sort of thing.
Rounds the palate nicely.
Yeah, that's a pumpkin pie martini. Wow. Delicious.
Glad to surprise you with that.
Amanda, you want to try one now? Amanda Wall is a somewhat less, let's say, experienced drinker than I am.
You're trying to make me become a much more.
Well, he said, what did you say? Expand the palate?
Absolutely.
Yeah, with absolute maybe sometimes. There she goes. She's having a sip. Which one is that? Gingerbread?
That's the pumpkin pie.
Oh, you look there.
It has a very alcohol-y taste to it.
To you, it does?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you just need more experience.
It smells really sweet, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. It's very good.
It's sort of creamy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And
rich and smooth.
Now look at this one. What is that? What is that?
That's the gingerbread cookie martini.
And that's a gingerbread cookie on top?
That is a gingerbread cookie swizzle stick.
All right. I'll swizzle that then. Look at that. That's how a martini should look, right? Oh, that one I really like. That's a great dessert drink. That's really good. Yeah, try that. Did you get to try that one too?
Sure, Michael. I'll try this one too. Mike, sure. I hope you're watching. And
look there. We have.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
It tastes kind of like Grandma's ginger snaps.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're going after.
I really like, that one is actually, could get you in trouble.
Now, in our storefront studio here on the Avenue of Michigan, we have people that sometimes watch the program through the window in the coffee house or outside. There are faces pressed up against the glass here saying, hey, we know it's a coffee house, but what about us? Now, this is the oatmeal cookie martini?
That is the oatmeal cookie. That's pretty traditional in any bar you go to.
Is it really? It's Hot Damn, Jägermeister, Bailey's Irish Cream, and butter shots.
Butterscotch schnapps.
Let me tell you something that you're going to be surprised by. I can tell you the date, the time, and the place of the last time I had Jägermeister. It was June 26th, 1991, at Old Shillelagh Bar in downtown Detroit, shortly after midnight, and I drank it out of a woman's shoe.
Oh.
Good for you.
And I have never...
You invited yourself to the party on that one, huh?
I've never touched it again because the result was predictable.
The results with Jägermeister often are predictable.
Well, when you do it that way. Here, it's just part of the mixology.
I've never done it out of a lady's shoe before.
Well, you've got to do what's needed at the time. I thought it was pretty macho.
Now, we do something different than most people do. Most bartenders out there will use a Goldschlager instead of a Hot Damn. I think the Hot Dam's got a little bit more of a cinnamon bite to it, which I think around just a little bit more.
Oh, these are delicious. Did you try this one too?
I don't have that one in front of me.
You don't have the oatmeal cookie? Here, I'll
sorry.
pass it over to you. I'll pass it right over this expensive radio equipment.
Oh, my God.
Hold
on, I'll come around and get it.
Here, you can just come on this camera here then. I bet you like this one the best. What did she say? Something about killing me.
I really like the ginger.
She likes the ginger snap one the best. I think that's because the ginger snap one was probably the softest. Is that fair to say?
It absolutely is. It's like an iced gingerbread cookie.
Here comes the shaking of the chocolate-covered cherry martini.
No, this one's the Blizzard.
Oh, the Blizzard. Now, the Blizzard is chocolate vodka, Godiva liqueur, peppermint schnapps, and holiday-colored sugar on the rim, like a martini kind of.
Your my peppermint
margarita.
We're going to go and sprinkle this on the top of it.
Oh. On the rim? Oh, yeah, because that's...
Effect. This is a drink that Nate came up with this weekend for us, as a matter of fact.
Congratulations. Thank you. This is the taste test, then. So this will be on the menu, too?
It will be.
Eventually? Yes. The Blizzard Martini. Oh, yeah, look how colorful that is. You can see that on television there. You won't be able to see it for long. What should I be tasting?
It should taste kind of like peppermint bark. Have you ever had that before?
Delicious.
I have to pass on the peppermint.
You don't like peppermint?
It
tastes like a candy cane.
Well, let's just say that peppermint schnapps was the first thing I drank, and that it was not a good result.
These are also sort of creamy martinis.
Everything we brought today were creamy, just in lieu of the holidays.
Like the eggnog style kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic stuff. It's all for you at Firekeepers Casino, and we appreciate the taste test today, and I can't wait to dig in.
Thank you so much for having us.
Firekeepers Casino right there on 94. Get your Vegas on where 69 crosses in. Easy to get to from anywhere, and all of these martinis are right on the menu at Neebe. Pumpkin pie martini, gingerbread cookie martini, oatmeal cookie martini, chocolate-covered cherry, and the Blizzard. Well, it was nice to hear earlier from Senator Jason Allen, who's back at Captain's Quarters clothing store there on Front Street. And I'm hearing this Hawaiian music, and I'm thinking, I'm looking out the window at the snow and the cold. Hey, I got nothing to complain about, though. I was on the Big Island for a week or so around Thanksgiving, and this song just lifts your spirits a little bit this morning.
Merry Christmas to you.
Mele Kalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Well, you have your toes in the snow this morning in Michigan. Pure Michigan, though, and that's okay with a lot of people. Their holiday will warm our hearts, right? Andy Hetzel is with us from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the Vice President of Corporate Communications. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, Michael, and your listeners. And this is the place to be for Christmas, isn't it? Whether the snow is heavier out west or up north, or the light dusting that we're getting here in southeast Michigan, snow on the ground is perfect for Christmas, and Michigan's the place to be.
Yeah, we all wanted a white Christmas. That's what the song says. And at the headquarters in downtown Detroit at Blue Cross Blue Shield, do they still put a big, it's a Christmas tree, isn't it, in the windows?
It's a holiday tree, and it is in our windows, and we're happy to celebrate the spirit of the season and light up Detroit a little brighter this time of the year.
So what they do, if you've not been to downtown Detroit, is they windows have they have colors, like shades, I think is what it is, and the lights are on. So when you look at it from the street, it looks like a gigantic holiday tree covering the whole side of the building. Yeah, it's really neat. Do those shades stay up all year? Do they install them, take them down? How does that work?
We put up lights in various different formations in the building. We do a pink ribbon to celebrate breast cancer awareness, various different other formations of lights during the course of the year to celebrate special events. And our facilities people, there aren't very many of them, but they work very diligently and hard to make sure that Detroit knows that Blue Cross is thinking about the seasons and the special times of the year, and we're happy to do that.
Thank you very much. And also the Simply Blue, and we're talking about green Christmas trees, but the Simply Blue product that we've been hearing about is still kind of rolling out for people. And can you let us know what are the basics we should know about Simply Blue?
Well, it's for small businesses. It's competitively priced in the marketplace. It covers preventive care at 100%. And Michael, as we've talked about before, we're in a market where a lot of small businesses have dropped coverage.
If they want to get back into the marketplace, they should check out Simply Blue from Blue Cross. It's a great Christmas present to give to their employees, the gift of health coverage. We have a special website. It's all about growing business in Michigan, and through health coverage like Simply Blue, it's bcbsm.com/grow, and a business owner that's maybe out of the market right now can go there and explore their options. It's really affordable coverage from Blue Cross, and that's what business owners in Michigan really want.
It's bcbsm.com. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for reminding us about it. There's so much you can find at that website, whether you're a Blue Cross member or not. It's bcbsm.com. Everything from walking programs to getting your company in line and getting... Thank you very much for that resource. I know in this modern age of websites and technology and podcasts and all the rest, it's nice that you keep up with it, and we sure appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael. Merry Christmas to you and your listeners.
Thank you very much. Travel safe. Andy Hetzel with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Since he mentioned a white Christmas, and we're beginning to celebrate a little bit, how about the Christmas Carol of J.P. McCarthy, which is White Christmas? And I was together with a bunch of his friends last night at Baco in Southfield, and we all remembered what a festive guy he was around the holidays. 35 years as the #1 radio morning host in Michigan, passed away in 1995. And beloved by people all across the state in the Radio Hall of Fame, Marconi Award winner, and my former boss.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Television viewers, thanks for being with us this morning. Radio listeners, stay where you are. There's another hour of this coming your way. It's Michael Patrick Shields.